Welcome, welcome, welcome to this edition of Sagionic 1027. We are so glad that you decided to join us today, and I'm especially eager to introduce you to our special guests today. Let me tell you about, but before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about Sagionic. So Sagionic means movement by movement in time. Now, let's think of this. If you think of the current condition of our world, do you think we need some kind of movement? And the answer would be yes. So the word Sagion means carriers of wisdom. So Sagionic 1027 was birthed for the sole purpose of how do we take people that are filled with wisdom, that have a business work ethic, right? Not lackadaisical, 10,000 different jobs, right? Not necessarily, but also not necessarily a business owner. Say, for instance, like my husband. My husband's been with the same company and in the same industry for 31 years. You don't do that unless you've had a driven work ethic. Unless you show up, don't call in sick every other day. And so I'm very, very excited because I know not only are we about to hear, dedication, not only are we about to hear about, no, body, you will do this, but we get to learn the how and the why behind our featured guest today, which is Justin Alvarizares. So Justin, today's program is literally all about you. And what do you feel has been the driving force inside of you to cause you to navigate through different challenges in life? And what would you like to share with our viewers today?
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. The driving force, is it when it comes to fitness or is it just in general?
Yeah, this show's about you. You get to hit whatever angle that you think is imperative.
I got you. I got you.
Okay?
When it comes to the driving force, when it comes to fitness and my passion and the desire to try to dig deeper a little bit more, to be honest, in the Hispanic community, I noticed that there was a big gap of misinformation. I'm sure we all have our home remedies. We all have, when we're sick, we do this. When we feel healthy, it's because of this. But as I progressed in my time in the military, my time in school, I noticed that a lot of those home remedies, a lot of the things that we deemed as, we deemed as good, or I feel better, so I must be healthy, was actually backwards or very, very wrong. So I embarked on this path of fitness, but now that I'm a little bit older, a little bit more educated, nutrition and health, that has been a big factor, which was just trying whenever I talk to someone with a Hispanic background, when it comes to high blood pressure, diabetes, low blood sugar, all those things, the tips I give them, they're always like, but I've always heard it the opposite. And I say, my expectation, and hopefully that just helps bridge the gap of just not knowing.
So now, I kind of brought you in mid-sentence because you got to tell the people what you do.
Of course, yes. I am a new personal trainer here in Portland, or Hillsborough, but also Portland area. I have my background. I'm graduating with a double major in applied health and fitness, as well as preclinical science to get into grad school for physical therapy. Not this upcoming year, but hopefully 2 years from now, I'll be able to get in there. My time in the military also has been a big driving force to stay active, as well as 2 years in the German Football League for playing American football, and as well, high school football and track. So what do? I'm a personal trainer who can work with in person or online and help you get whatever results you're looking for, hopefully.
Yeah, and that's pretty incredible if you think of it, in person or online, right?
Yeah.
Because maybe, if you think of it as, maybe before when you had personal trainers that came into your home, you'd have to hire the house cleaners to come in to clean the house, right? Or you'd have to present yourself in a certain way before they came up into your space, right? And
Exactly.
and with you being able to do this either in person or online, right? This is great because either somebody could pull you in on the television if they had a smart TV. And then
Yeah.
it's just like a one-on-one personal trainer, but you don't necessarily see into their space and they're not seeing into your space other than what we're doing here. You
Yeah.
know? And so what would have appeared to be a hindrance has actually proved to be a blessing. So share with us how, share with us insight in what even turned you to be able to well, maybe I could do it this way. Because you're a family man, right? So
Yeah.
maybe I could do it this way. So
Yeah.
share a little bit of it. Go ahead.
Great question, and I have a good answer for that.
Okay.
A lot of programs that I saw when it came to being first in person, I love training in person. There's always that. No matter how good technology is getting, we experienced it trying to start the interview. So with that in person, you get that one-on-one direct connection, and you get that immediate, feedback of, hey, this is what you're doing, let's fix it. Online, I feel like it's great because I can help a volume of people, and the number one selling force that I implement is whenever I was looking at online programs in the past, they always say when you go to your gym, you need this machine, that machine, and what if you go to a gym that doesn't have any of that? What do you do? And it's one of those things that, you're trying to work one body part, and supposedly this one machine has, hits it exactly. Then people kind of get discouraged on that. So when I provide personal training online, I always ask, what gym are they at? Or if you're training from home, what equipment do you have? Can you purchase a little bit more? Maybe you can't purchase a full set of dumbbells, but you can purchase a full set of resistance bands, and that opens
Okay.
up opportunity. So I make programs with your desired goal in mind, and the equipment you have either at your gym or at your house, and I make it. I program it so all the guesswork is taken out. I even go as far as implementing videos showing exactly the descriptions of every workout you need to do and what you're looking for, and then we'll sit down once a week, twice a week, whatever the program entails,
Okay.
and we talk about it. If the workout's like, man, this workout was 3 hours long and it's way too long, okay,
Okay.
let's shorten it, let's fix it, and I'm not there in person, but I do my
Yeah.
best to act like I am.
Yeah, that's really wise because if I think of, my own personal experience, I had it dialed in to where I could do 3 sets in 30 minutes. And
Okay.
they were like focused, like breathing, like focused, but it was sufficient. And you put, that's doable. 30 minutes, and to do my little rotation of everything. Well, one thing I think is really good is because you're studying the human body, right? You know about all the different muscles, then you're not going to instruct someone to try to lift improperly because you will know the detrimental effect that it would have on the human body, even down to breathing, even down to do you breathe out when you're going up or do you breathe in? Right? All of those things play a factor. So share some of those little innuendos and how important they are.
Oh man. So yes, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want to get hurt. I think so. One other excuses I hear besides I don't have time. That's always number one, and number two is, man, I always start, but then I get hurt, and then it never heals the same. And if you sprain an ankle, yeah, that's true, but you can always strengthen. A part of the workout programs when I send you one or when I implement, it's always proper warm ups. If you look at the workout program, I highly favor the warm up over the workout. So the warm up might be, if you work out for an hour, the warm up might be 25 minutes,
Okay?
but at least your body's ready to fire on all cylinders, compared to just warm up what you feel, If you're doing, if you feel like if you're only doing upper body today, don't even worry about your legs. Like, no, you incorporate the whole body. So, why do you think some people, when they do a 1 rep max on bench, they pull their quad? Because they're using their hip flexors. It's
Mm.
all, it's all connected. It's one body. You're all connected. So you want to make sure that your body's, from your head to your toe, they're ready to fire whenever you say it's time to go.
That's really good. And I really appreciate, and I know your clients will appreciate it as well. What do you have at home? Right. And so when you were sharing that, I kid you not, my brain went old school, right? I
Mm-hmm.
thought of a broom, right? With a gallon of water on both sides, and you got some barrier here and some barrier here.
Yeah.
So share how potentially you went into the creative realm because you had a client who didn't have the extra funds, because back in the day you used to be able to get dumbbells for they were 50 cents per pound,
Oh, 50.
at 50 cents per pound or 25 cents per pound, right? And that's not what's going on right now. So
Yeah.
share some creative ideas that came to you to share with one of your clients on, you know what, that's okay if you don't have that. Let's do this.
Yeah. A big proponent or a big obstacle that I try to eliminate is, your body weight is great. And people, I want to lose weight. Okay. As you get more in shape, you can say, your body weight should taper down. But something that you can use in your home workouts, if you're limited, besides, the broom and the milk jugs. I remember doing that. Well, I remember I always implement a time under tension. So if you're knocking out 30 push-ups, at 1 second each, you're going down 1 second, coming up 1 second. Why don't you try to prolong that? So go down for 10 seconds, touch the ground
Ah.
up, and you're gonna feel that the blood is circulating to your chest a little bit more. You feel the burn a little bit more. Another aspect I like to train is individualizing or isolating muscle groups. So if you can do 10 bodyweight squats, no problem. Why don't you put a chair behind you and do single leg squats? And you'll notice that when you're not having 2 feet on the ground, only one, those mechanics really come into factor because you're probably going to fall right away, and you don't have that.
Ah.
So time under tension and isolating body parts. That's what I would
Okay.
who are limited on equipment.
That's really wise. And even, because like I know I have a son who is in special forces.
Yeah.
And so I've watched this man come and go outside with a yoga mat, and he will whip through these jumping up in the air, down and doing these things. And he is profusely sweating after like 15 minutes because he's engaging all of these different muscles in his body. And so it's really refreshing to hear, or let's say you've got a mom and she's got a bunch of babies at home, or a dad who's got, he's on, whatever duty, he's cooking, okay? But he wants to get that, he wants to have that experience on just the one-on-one personal trainer. And so what is the name of your business?
The name of my business is Metron Fitness LLC.
Okay.
Metron. I got that. That was inspired by my dad when he talked about Metron is your sphere of influence. And one thing when it comes to understanding your body, understanding what it can do, understanding the confidence. Once you start lifting after a while, your sphere of influence changes. I have how many people? Oh, Metro Fitness is the name. Great
Okay.
story behind it. I
Okay.
had a client a couple years ago that she had 2 kids, and she said I never got under 250 after I had my 2 daughters.
Okay.
And the first weigh-in that we did, she started at 265. We did like 3 weeks. We waited 3 weeks to weigh in, and she weighed in at 246. So
Wow.
underweight, under 250, she started crying, and
Oh.
around her, like, so not only was she able to come in, that was on a Monday, so she came in Tuesday ready to go, super excited. But her everyday changed. She had more energy. She was able to go those extra miles, not only maybe going for a run, but also going those extra miles at work, going those extra miles with the family, because you have so much energy. You have your confidence is built. So Metron.
Wow. Yeah. That's incredible. And two, for people who don't know about the whole process of a weight or about the muscle is when you exercise the muscle, you're actually tearing down the muscle. Then is
Yes.
where the energy really comes in. For the next 24 hours, that muscle is rebuilding itself. Thus, you have increased blood flow, which is more. So can you break that down a little for our viewers?
Well, yes. I'll do my best to. Oh, yeah, you started great. So yeah, down, your body is needing that energy to restore it. A lot of people, another reason people stop working out is because they start, they go all out for 1 day, 2 days, and then the next day three, their body's so sore, and that's that lactic acid buildup. So it's like a white film over the muscles, and that stops people because yes, it's painful. Your body is trying to repair itself, but when some people think, oh, I have to just rest, and then they cool off, and that gym motivation goes down, it's actually the contrary. You have to get back to the gym. You have to keep working those muscles, and as it builds up, and how does the muscle build back up? You have to, that's when those protein shakes and
Uh huh.
eat your chicken, eat your eggs. That's when those very important, nutrition facts come in. Try to get you to replenish and rebuild as soon as possible to kind of avoid that soreness after a while. So
Okay.
hope I answered that question right.
You did, you did. And
Good.
also, can you touch a little bit on this? And so you know how it says, you've heard the cliche statement over the years in the United States, you are what you eat. Can you
Yeah.
explain how what you do put in your body, how it literally makes a chemical, physical reaction, mental, even chemical, physical, mental reaction inside of the body?
Mm-hmm. Yes. You are what you eat is more real than ever. It feels like. Uh,
Okay.
you
What do you
know,
mean by that? Break that down. More real.
well, you don't want. I don't want to get too. What is it? I don't want to get too into theories and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, great for the people who are making our food that
Okay.
they can build food year round.
Okay.
We can have strawberries in the winter. We can have we have onions, and they make so many vegetables that supposedly are supposed to be seasonal. They make a lot,
Okay.
and it's for they do it for a reason to
Okay.
make profit. But sometimes they do cut corners. They add preservatives. They add things to make the food last, so we can continue to eat, so we don't starve.
Okay.
And for a while, it was okay, but now we're kind of seeing some adverse effects.
Okay.
Am I here saying be 100% organic? And I wish I could be like that. I'm not there yet, but making those conscious decisions every day, kind of going that extra mile on what you put in your body. I've been able to see tremendous benefits from cooking my meals.
Okay.
Man, I don't remember the last time I had McDonald's. I don't remember the last time, I went purposely to a fast food chain and said, "This is my dinner for the night." No,
Yeah.
I do my best to cook at home, and for my son to eat it, my wife who's expecting another son, eat it,
Yeah.
grow up. I'll grow as healthy as possible.
Okay, so now we got to just plug in a commercial because we don't want to diss on the Golden Arches. So for
Yeah.
this is way before your time, but I'll sing it. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Right? We've all had our days, and so is what I hear you really saying is potentially it's better to eat whole foods as opposed to processed foods,
Yes. Yeah.
and the difference it makes in the body.
Yes. Yes.
And do you think that your body tells you to? Do you think it tells you when you eat stuff that the body's like, what are you doing?
Yes, after you eat, especially very processed, whatever it is, they make the food for it to last a very long time.
Okay.
Our body sometimes doesn't react to it how it would if we were actually eating something um, naturally naturally cooked.
Okay.
So I bought ground beef today. And after this, I'm gonna cook up some ground beef with some rice and some carrots. And people might say that's so boring, and I mean, if you compare it to a wonderful Big Mac, which trust me, Big Mac and fries with a McFlurry, I'm gonna say yeah, it tastes a little bland after a while, but your body's absorbing all of the nutrients. They don't cut the corners on ground beef, so if you're feeling sluggish after you have, let's talk about another fast food chain. If you're feeling
Okay.
sluggish after you have,
Don't say the name. Don't say the name.
yeah, chicken nuggets,
Okay.
chicken tenders, anything from anywhere that you have to drive up and you have to go through a drive-through. Yeah, you're gonna feel a little bit of feeling those benefits after eating something you made at home. You're gonna notice, hey, I'm not as sluggish, and,
Uh-huh.
and I can push a little bit more. I think every day, if we can push past our limit just a little bit more, we're gonna realize how far we've come after a month, after 2 months, 6 months, and you'll be a totally different person.
Yeah. And so maybe we have a viewer out there that they like those drive-throughs and they like the prepared beverages or whatnot. And so how would you recommend to your clients a small start, a baby step? Just one little
Well,
step.
that yeah, and it's all about baby steps when it comes to this. Oh man, good question. If you're eating fast food 5 days a week, that's pushing it. 5 days because you work, I totally understand. Let's start with one day a week. Let's cook something at home. And how can you prepare it if you don't have time? Let's say you're eating 5 days a week at a fast food restaurant, then you get Saturday and Sunday off. What about Sunday night? You make lunch and dinner for Monday.
Okay.
So when you get off work, instead of going because you have to get something fast, it's already prepared at the house. So instead of eating 5 days, you'll eat 4 days. And
Okay.
after you get the hang of that, and people think that they need to see results within the week. No, if you really want to be consistent at it, you have to keep going. So give yourself grace that sometimes things happen Sunday. So you might have to go back to 5 days for 1 week, but keep pushing. And after a month, go 3 days a week. You're at a fast food restaurant and you're eating twice a week at home. Not including the weekends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little starts. If you want to go, even a little bit more microscopic, go with, instead of going for the medium fries, go for the small fries.
Wow, that's good. That's good, Justin.
Or even because they give you way more than you can actually eat. I think we've been conditioned that. Well, what did your mom tell you when she gave you a plate for dinner when you were younger? If you're not going to get out of you will not leave the table till you eat everything, right? So we've been so conditioned to remember that when we see
Yes.
large fries and you're stuffed already, you don't, no one has to tell you anything, but you just tell yourself, oh, I don't want it to go to waste, and so you kind of scarf yourself a little bit more, and those extra calories at 9 p.m. Your body's, instead of working when you go to sleep to restore your body, it works to digest. So
That's great. That is so great you brought that up because that's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you that question next. What takes precedence in the human body? What muscle takes precedence over the other? And you answered it, but break that down a little more for people that don't know what you were starting to say.
oh, okay, yes. So when a lot of times people can't lose the weight, or they don't see the results because of your feeding window. And I'm not here to plug in any diet, any fast or
Okay.
anything. I'm just going based on what I felt has been the most beneficial. I like to give myself a 12-hour window of no eating. And what is the easiest for me is when I sleep. If I sleep 8 hours, that only leaves 4 hours before 4 hours total. 2 hours before I go to bed, 2 hours after I wake up. That I'm really suffering or not eating.
Okay.
So when you eat right before, let's say you go to sleep at 10:30,
Okay.
and but before that, you get off work late, so you stop by, or maybe you even made something at the house, and you eat it. By 9:45 you're done, and then 10:30 you're asleep. Your body's only been awake 45 minutes between the last time you ate and the time you go to sleep, and your body has to make that choice. Am I going to spend this energy digesting the food, or am I going to spend this energy to replenish all the chemical signals that your brain needs to wake up feeling refreshed, or am I going to use it to help, if you busted your ankle, am I going to use it to help recover this ankle that needs to rest a little bit more? And your body's always going to choose to work on the digestion portion. That's why sometimes when you're trying to go to sleep after a big meal, you feel that heartburn, you feel that body's like, well, you gave me no choice. I have to digest all this food. And once I'm done digesting all this food, then I'll worry about getting you to your REM cycle. So
Ah.
avoid that. Like it's all about baby steps. If you can't do 12 hours, do 9 hours
Okay.
and work your way up to it. And once you realize that your body can function, and yeah, your body also has to take time to function from, oh man, I'm used to eating and then going right to bed. Instead of doing that, now it's like 7:30 hits. Okay, I'm shutting down my system for the night, and I'll drink water in between.
Okay.
But the moment 7:30 in the morning hits, I'm ready to eat and
Yeah.
how to process food a little bit better.
That's really good. That's really good. Because if you think of the repair of the human body, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you know about this. I hope you know about this because I want you to share about this. But what do you know associated with the 24-hour body clock and how it repairs itself?
I actually never heard. I might have an idea, if it comes to like your internal clock.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, I know a little bit about that when it comes to sleep. In
Okay.
the military, my sleep was heavily affected.
Okay.
So they want you to, from what I understand of it, the moment the sun goes down, they want you to rest as soon as possible, and then the moment the sun comes up, they want you to wake up. And that the sun is, it's kind of one of the universe's internal clocks.
Okay.
Uh, in between your sleep and when you wake up, then you have to decide, and it's different for me as in you or somebody else, you know what your eating habits are in order for you to be able to burn all those calories while you're awake, and then make sure your stomach is empty or empty enough to be able to get some good sleep when it's time to go down. That's as far as I know when it comes to the 24-hour.
Okay. It's something different. So look it up.
Okay.
24-hour body clock. Okay. Because it actually talks about what time of the day you repair like your pancreas. What time
Oh,
so within, this is, talk about a genius, omniscient creator, right? The human body in a given 24 hours, it literally repairs all of your organs. It goes through and does a total makeover in every organ inside of your body.
wow.
Fascinating to look it up, because then it could help people potentially figure out, let's say they're feeling a certain pain at a certain time of the day, or they shut down their body, whatever, right? Oh gosh, that's interesting, right? They could potentially figure that out. Okay, so you've given us another baby step without realizing it, and that is, let's say you've pushed the bar. You didn't tell us don't eat fat. You didn't tell the people don't eat carbohydrates. You just told them to be mindful of the when and to pay attention to the body,
Yeah.
right? And so you gave us a great example of somebody who was like talk about transformation in a short period of time, right? But can you give us some more examples of your happy clients?
Oh, of my happy clients. Let me see. Well, for one of them, I think what's always motivating is, seeing the weight on the bar go up. I
Okay.
have his first, and he was online. It was one of my first ones when it came to online, and I was a little hesitant on, I'm not there when he works out,
Yeah.
so how do I know he's doing it right?
Okay.
And little by little, he started sending me progress pictures, and he started telling me, man, when I started, I was only able to bench 95 pounds. For guys, the bench is always the big weight. It's always the big, the thing to get you really psyched up. So he
Okay.
started at 5, and he was able to do a 1 rep max of 150 a couple weeks ago. So it's for some people that's a warm up, but others that's for them it might be I never thought I could do this. And on top,
Yes.
he's a runner, so he wanted to work on his endurance. He wanted to work his heart muscle, the cardiovascular system. He wanted to work that on top of lifting weights and combine both of them to be as efficient as possible. And I think that's always so good to see, especially for clients that I send them a program, and if they're very knowledgeable, that's great. I don't have to be asking them, hey, how is your technique when you squat, when you bench? They know how to do it, but it's just the guesswork that's taken out. And now they just all they have to do is get to the gym, plug in whatever workout it is, and they're good to go.
Okay, and I like that it's personalized too. From my from hearing different people in the past,
Yeah.
a lot of times, and it's not discrediting these kind of outfits, but a lot of times I've heard that when people go into different places, their biggest plug is trying to get people on certain substances and supplements. Okay, yeah, substance is a wrong word. Supplements. Get them on certain supplements.
Yeah.
But I hear you really talking about the human body and using the human body the way it was created to, and then accessing the foods that are beneficial to our body. Not to say that any kind of supplement is wrong, but if you have one without the other, it would kind of defeat the purpose.
Yes. Yeah. Are you want me to kind of go in on that,
Yes,
or?
I do. I do.
Yeah. Well, according to your age and according
Okay.
to I do my best to one be in my scope. I'm no doctor,
Okay.
not a doctor yet, but there's always people who ask me questions, and I always ask for their age first. Sometimes
Okay.
I have an individual that he said, "Man, I'm just so tired. I wake up with no energy, and I do this. I work so much, but I'm always tired." And that's one of those questions. The first question said, "How old are you?" And he's like, "I'm around my 40s." And I asked him, "Have you been active majority of your life, or what's your story?" And it's usually like after high school, I just stopped. So the 1 year gap of working, not taking time to kind of check out the body, do your checks and balances, and that's when I said, you know what, maybe you should go ask for professional help
Okay.
from a doctor. And it plugged what I think would be a good idea. I haven't spoken to him since about it, but hopefully, everyone is different. So when it
Okay.
comes to a client who maybe they have enough energy, they just want to work on building a little bit more muscle. They want
Okay.
to. I have some teenage clients that they can't get past 100 pounds, and that's one professional help, but
Okay.
also how I come in is saying, okay, what do you eat for breakfast? And it's always usually, well, I eat bread, I eat a waffle. That's fine. Hey, okay, if you're really in a rush, okay, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But that's when a personal trainer comes in and says, okay, you're gonna wake up 30 minutes earlier. You're gonna go to sleep 30 minutes earlier, and I want you to have 2 eggs with some toast, or keep the waffle, just have 2 eggs on top of that.
Uh-huh.
So now they have to make a conscious effort. Okay, I gotta go to sleep 30 minutes earlier, wake up 30 minutes earlier, so that I can make that effort, so I can get those calories and then use it when I work out. And then let's say I kind of push away from protein shakes now that I'm a little bit older. They were great when I was in the rush and I was in the army, but now that I can prepare my food, um, nothing beats cooking it and then eating it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it all depends on the client and what they're looking for, their results. I will tell them what I think is the best option.
Okay.
But at the end, it's whatever their body thinks. If I tell them, you know what, you should take a protein shake, take it on your way to work, but they're bloated the whole day. That's
Oh, yeah. That's so smart.
Yeah. So I want to make sure that if I can't really answer it, specifically, it's
Yeah.
always from the person.
Yeah, no, that's good. And just listening, because, I know for myself personally, people always talked about how good the avocado fat is, or the coconut, right? But for whatever the reason, when I consumed the avocados, I felt like hell. When I consumed the coconut, I felt like hell. However, I eat nuts every day, and I feel amazing. You have to chew them a lot, a variation of nuts. I don't eat cashews, right? Because that's just my own personal opinion. I heard cashews aren't that best for you, right? Or peanuts. But all the other nuts, you got the Brazils, the hazelnuts, the pecans, the walnuts, right? And I seem to do great off of that form of fat or olive oil. So, and then not all olive oils are created equal.
Yeah.
They're not. So I want to honor your time today. I know you have a family. And so attached to your YouTube video, I'm going to have contact information for you. But if you could verbally tell our viewers, how could they get a hold of you, and what kind of window frame are they looking at? Like if they reach out to you, and then before you have time to get back to them, set up appointment, can you kind of tell us a little bit about Metron?
When it comes to my response time, or when it comes
and getting it all dialed in, like if because we're coming up on Christmas, and forget all I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. My brain is saying, I know what I'm getting Steve for Christmas. I'm getting him a personal trainer called Justin.
I will do my best to respond within 24 hours.
Okay.
And so the process I usually I implement is we set up an appointment. If you're local, we come to the studio and I run you through an assessment.
Okay.
That one, if you never squatted a day in your life, I'm not gonna put the bar on your back.
Okay.
Work on we'll do some alternate leg workouts, like a goblet squat. With the weights in front instead of in the back, and people do a lot better with that.
Okay.
Once we complete that, I check, what are your goals? What's your time frame? And if you say, I want to be able to lose or maintain my weight in the next 3 months, and also go from running a 12-minute mile to a 10-minute mile, then I will make a program around that.
Okay.
Say yes, we do the payment information, and it'll usually take me around 5 days to a week to make a solid program.
Okay.
After that, it will, depending on if you understand it, great. I've made programs for people that they take it, they get the benefits, they don't talk to me again. But if you want something a little bit more personal, then we can reach out once a week. You can always text me, and I'll do my best to respond as soon as possible. Another type of program is you do the workouts. If you want to work out 5 times a week, 4 of those workouts will be you by yourself.
Okay.
And then you'll pick a day of the week that you'll come here and we'll knock out the workout together. Just to make sure we're always, staying accountable to each other.
That's really good. And I would like to add too, because I would assume this is your professional stance, is that, that you would be more than willing to map out a program for somebody at a fee, because a workman is worth his hire. And so your professionalism is important, that is also considered as well, because this isn't let me go into and get a hold of Justin at Metron, and he's going to tell me what to do, and then I'm going to do it on my own, right? Which you can, but also pay for the services.
Yes, please.
Yes, yeah, no, but that's a plug-in for you. I just think it's important that's hey, great, come on, we'll map it out. Because everybody can't be your friend and want your stuff
Yeah.
without this is a vocation for you. You are going to school to further
Yes.
your career in this.
Yes.
And so give us a plug for how do they connect with you?
Yes. If you want to email me, you want to do the traditional way, you can email me at justin@metronfitness.com. Or if
Okay.
you want, if you're a little bit, those who are more on social media, um, we haven't had our Instagram built yet, but it will. You just go to my personal Instagram, Justin_ALVY. That's Instagram and TikTok, and
Okay.
I'll, it'll lead me to the same. It will lead you to the same page, and getting all those resources from you.
Perfect, perfect. Well, once again, Justin, I thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to how you're just going to get droves of new people contacting you because everybody wants their husband to have extra energy for all the projects that seem to happen.
Yeah.
And we're in winter, so this is great. This is great for people to have energy. So to all of our viewers who decided to come for Sagionic 1027, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And I would just say, come back again as we've got some great people that are going to be coming. It's our tradition that one Monday through Friday, we share one of our programs on Facebook, but our YouTube is open 24/7, so feel free to just jump around. But in the meantime, may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon me. Blessings. Bye.